What's up, everybody out there?
What's going on, people?
What's up?
You
What's
in there,
up?
Rich?
Do it, D.
All right, now this is full disclosure. I'm Derek Lamont Williams the first. This is Big Dick Dashley, Baba Ra Amen, Shot Amen. You know what I'm saying? And the little lady in the house, Lisa Burnett.
What's up, everybody?
And we them tell you to you like a TIN, motherfucking is like we always do. What's up, everybody?
Hey, what's going on, D?
Oh man, I can't complain. I'm gonna sit there and you know what I'm saying? How was your week, man? How was Atlanta? I see you out there acting fool.
Oh yeah, man, it was good. It was relaxing, but I was acting fool.
Yeah, I see you out there.
Hey, how was the Cincinnati Jazz Fest?
Hey, it was cool, man. It was good. It was great, except for a few stick in the mud, you know what I mean? I can't stand the smell weed around here ass motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? You go to a concert, man. I ain't never been to a concert where people ain't smoke weed. Have you ever been to a concert where people ain't smoke weed?
No, it's part
yeah,
right?
Oh man, folks was, but I smelled it. I didn't complain. Yeah,
so I think you might have contributed to it as well. So
yeah, so what what's on your mind today, Big Dick?
Oh man, well, you know what? I started off with
What's up, Reese?
in the room.
What's up, Reese? I said happy birthday to your dad. It was just shout it out.
Oh,
you know
yeah, happy
what I'm saying?
birthday,
happy
John.
Birthday, John Reagan.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Tonya Mitchell.
Yeah, happy birthday, Tanya.
So get those birthday shout outs out the way.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Anjanice.
Oh yeah, Nisi. Happy birthday, Mark. Happy birthday, Boo. Ashley Boo Mitchell.
Oh,
There's a whole
okay.
bunch of it's like,
Leo, was it Leo season?
Yeah, it's Leo season.
Leo season. Happy birthday to the Leos.
Kenya got one coming up.
Yeah.
So we got a whole bunch of Leos. So it's Leo season. So you lines out there doing your thing. So as far as we get into the proceedings this evening, I wanted to talk about we can start talking about two things, but mainly I want to talk about Donald Trump and his attack on LeBron James and Don Lemon this week. So if you're not aware, on Friday evening, Donald Trump sent out a tweet, basically stating Don Lemon was the dumbest man on television and that he had LeBron James on there who wasn't intelligent either. But Don Lemon's so dumb, he makes LeBron James look intelligent. And then he said, I like Mike at the end of this tweet. And, to me, it doesn't come as a surprise that the tweet comes out on a week where LeBron James opens up a school in his hometown of Akron for disadvantaged children, in which he's giving free tuition, clothes, making sure that they're getting back and forth, even helping their parents that don't have a GED get their GED.
Hey, yeah, big shout out to LeBron. Big shout out to LeBron
to
James to the King. You know what I mean? Big shout out to the King, and that's what's up. So listen, go ahead, sir.
So with that being said, my gripe, or I would say, the thing with that is Donald Trump has a tendency of whenever there is someone who's African American, Black, what have you, who's prominent or who goes against the grain with his policies or what he stands for, the first thing he does is attack their intelligence. And I just kind of want to go down with a few. He had something against Maxine Waters, in which he calls her low IQ Maxine Waters. He then attacked years ago when President Obama was in office. He suggested that President Obama was not smart enough to get into Harvard, let alone Harvard Law School, and said, well, I wonder what made him qualified for it, where I know people who are smarter. I don't know how he would know how smart President Obama is, and more qualified, who came from money that they didn't get in that school, but President Obama was able to get in, basically insinuating that it was some kind of, diversity admission, or, this guy, because he's considered a minority, we let him in the institution, but he was unqualified. then there is this latest thing with LeBron James. Well, that's a tactic that's used when people support Darwinism, eugenics, things like that, in which they use IQ as a way to defend their own bigotry. And by pushing someone else down, it elevates them up. Now, we could stop there, but I don't think it's that simple. I really believe that it's a tactical move. Because if he's able to sit here and divide us on these small race issues, because that's race baiting at its finest, he's still able to do what he wants to do with the people that are really running the country at the top. So they keep the lower end earners arguing over race and class. You know, I want the poor whites arguing with the poor blacks, the middle class arguing with the middle class, upper middle class arguing with the upper middle class, so that they can divert our attention from what's really going on in this country. And I like people like Donald Trump to know that we are a little bit too nuanced now to be fooled by your barbaric tactics.
We are. We sitting here are.
Yeah.
But everybody can't say that, man.
Yeah.
Everybody, you can't. I mean, people are, you know. What do you think about that, Lisa?
I think Rich is right. I think he got a point and everything. That's all Trump is about is keeping us divided. It doesn't matter if he's not trying to just keep black people divided. He's also trying to keep Mexicans divided from the blacks, the whites divided from the Mexicans and the black. He just wants us all divided. And as we be divided, and as we're fighting and arguing with each other against things that don't even really matter, all the while they sit back laughing at us. But we can't even get over our differences. We can't even get over, oh, this person looks different than me. This person believes different than me. And until we get over that, Trump gonna keep winning.
You know what? Well, it's funny when you bring up this topic, because when I saw this, I seen this after the black preachers went to meet with Trump, and the whole thing. It's deep, because remember Richard Sherman talked about the slave mentality being the NFL owners.
Oh yeah,
They
yeah,
having the
like
same slave mentality,
like plantation.
in the plantation. It was like what Jerry Jones did with his teammates. You know, you're going to stand for the national anthem regardless. You know what I mean? It's like it's the same. Trump is it's the same mentality.
The same mentality.
The same mentality. Shut up, nigga. Shut up.
Yeah.
Be in your place. You know what I'm saying? You call him stupid. You even now you think if Don Lemon was a white dude, he would have made that bar, because he really was shooting at Lemon.
Like, yeah.
You know, you actually was dumb enough to make LeBron James look
Smart. Yeah. Correct.
You know what I mean? So what he was hitting is both of y'all stupid.
But
then when you look at, somebody just put up Trump's tweets from years ago about LeBron. And
when he was playing with Miami,
when he was playing
too.
basketball, and nice shot, you such a this and such a that. And now LeBron opens up a school, just like when the brother saved the people up in the Waffle House, or was it
never recognized?
Never recognized. You didn't
never recognized.
Don't try to say a word. LeBron James opened up a school. I hear Michelle Obama say something. I hear Barack Obama say something.
Yes.
Donald Trump says a word. Now, he criticized you in the interview, you speak on that.
Correct.
But when Eminem dog your whole life
on the
BET award, he still ain't responding.
Yeah.
He still ain't responding. What's up, Tiffany Mitchell? We good. Just want to say what's up to some of the people that's tuning in on us.
What's up,
Gerard. What's up with it? What's up, Tony? What's up? We sit here talking about for those of you who just joined us, we're talking about the comments that Trump made about LeBron James and Don Lemon, about them being stupid and basically staying in their place, and that whole play, the distraction, and the whole mindset, the whole thinking process behind shut up, nigga, and dribble. You know what I'm saying? Basically what it is.
That's exactly what it is.
They don't want,
it's uncomfortable to talk about, but it's real.
It's real.
It's real. It's what's
real.
Really going on.
They want us to stay in our lane. They love us when we entertain us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They love us. They love us to death. They want to be us, but when it's time to really get into the real deal, Holyfield, they don't want to. They don't want to deal with that. They want to just like leave it alone.
Correct.
Be careful. Be quiet.
Selective amnesia. They want to get
Exactly.
selective amnesia at times. And and Derek is a deeper part in that framework. I mean, you hit it on the head where Richard Sherman was saying it's like they're on the plantation. That goes back to, when people try to say
How you doing, Izzy?
racism didn't exist or doesn't exist. Basically, when you hear these people talking, the people who are supporting this ignorance, because that's what it is, it's ignorance.
Right.
Excuse me. And what it is they say, well, you're lucky. You're making all these millions of dollars. You need to shut up and just dribble. You need to shut up and catch the football. If you get on one knee, you need to be kicked out the league. Basically, what you're actually admitting is that you know that this thing is unfair and that these young men should be groveling and grateful that they have a little bit of something.
I think he said something about him being ungrateful. Making the mention of being him ungrateful. Gerb Gregory says, y'all know how that works. They've been doing this strategy for years. This is the strategy. They invented the strategy. This is what they do. Exactly. Trump is a narcissist. If he can't take credit for it, he has to be diminished. And I do want to speak on that, something about Trump too, because I'm not, it's like, it's redundant jumping on Trump at this moment.
Yeah.
I like to jump on the Trump supporters, but I'm going to say this about Trump. Sometimes, even by saying that Trump is using this as a distraction, is giving Trump too much credit, I've learned.
Yeah.
Trump is not the sharpest tool.
He's not that savvy.
Yeah, he's not that savvy.
Okay.
He's very reactive. And I've read that he might be mentally unstable.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? So, it fits. It makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But, he's very reactive and he's very into he's a reality TV star.
That's it.
This is his thing. You know what I mean? That's why he probably stays up all night watching reality TV. You know what I mean? That's probably what he does. Like, he on it. You know what I mean? Like, he's not in the White House and in the you know what I'm saying, the war room and researching. He ain't doing that. That motherfucker watching Love and Hip Hop.
As a matter of fact, they said that they have to mention his name when they give him reports.
Mm-hmm.
They have to type his name within the report to maintain his concentration on what they're talking about.
Wow.
So, but you know what? What I also see is that people who I thought are sophisticated people, we're turning to a society of extremes. If you don't agree with one thing that the man says, now you're a liberal. If you agree with something someone says who is not a liberal, all of a sudden now you are a conservative or you're a Republican. Mm-hmm. People love to put labels on you, and this is what's happening. Sometimes even your mama gonna do something you don't like. Now you can love mama to death. I love Mama Dukes to death, but I ain't saying I co-sign everything she does.
Right.
When she does something wrong, I let her know. And guess what? Vice versa. Mama ain't never bit her tongue when she wasn't happy with something that I was saying or doing. So we're not becoming a society of picking sides. It's almost like that high school mentality where when you were a lame little nerd, because I was a lame little nerd, people want to gather and pick on you and do all this other little stuff because they didn't want to get picked on.
Sometimes it seems like some of these adults are still in that phase when they trying to figure out who they are.
Mm-hmm.
When you was a kid, whatever age, 14, 15, around that age, you start trying to figure out who you are and what you like and try to have your own voice. But now these adults don't even know who they are. They don't even know how to think for themselves. They see something on TV and they jump on the bandwagon. A celebrity sneezes and oh my gosh, it's the biggest thing in the world.
That goes into what I think Gerard said about it being a part of the strategy.
Yeah, it's part of the strategy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all part of the strategy
to keep us arguing,
to keep us bickering, and keep us at each other's throat.
That's right.
And Trump is the perfect ambassador for that. Trump is the perfect American president, to be real. You know what I'm saying? He embodies what America really is about.
Real talk, for real.
He embodies everything in America, and that's why you're seeing the people. I was just in Walmart yesterday. It's funny, and I'm in line, and I'm on my phone playing Words with Friends, and the guy in front of me, old white guy, you know how you just start the ear hustle a little bit, and he was talking to the cashier, and he was like, "Oh, that Trump, he was really telling him like it is." When he last night, did he do some kind of, I don't know what it was, but it was like, oh, he was telling it to him, and she was like, oh yeah, and she Trump tells it like it is, and I laughed out loud, I bust out laughing, but I didn't look up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I just thought it was the funniest shit. I don't know what response they thought. I think they was trying to bait me.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? I think they was
definitely.
trying to bait me, and I just laughed. I didn't even look up like I was looking at my phone. It was the funniest shit. I love Trump supporters, man. They just took the shit out of me.
Well, the thing is, when you say Trump supporters, now it's some of the business world that support him that know some of the stuff he says and does is complete nonsense. Let's just be real about it. Then there's those others who take what he says as the gospel. Like, we're finally getting back.
Well, what's the difference?
Well,
If you know what he's saying is bullshit, then why are you supporting him?
you know what?
It's the same difference.
That's been a
It's like
million-dollar question.
because to what you said, when you identify yourself, when you label yourself as a Republican or as a Democrat, it makes you the mindset that if this guy's a Republican, I have to agree with everything he said.
That's it.
I have
That's
to
not
roll
true.
with him because I'm a Republican, he's a Republican, so I got to roll with him.
And that people have your own mind. No, I don't
Yeah.
care who you are. If you're Democrat, Republican, Independent, you're Libertarian, have your own mind.
But people don't even know what that means to have their own mind.
No, they don't.
Think because, well, I don't roll with Trump. I support such and such. So they think because they support somebody else that the other person don't support, that's them thinking on their own. Which as you still going with the man said, you still following what the man said, and then they'll even be like, oh, well, I don't agree with this part of it. I don't agree with that part of it. But you're still going with everything that the man said. You're still supporting everything that they're saying, but you swear you're thinking on your own. People don't know the definition of thinking on their own. Or they're just scared. They're scared to think on their own because they don't want to be shunned upon. That's the worst thing in the world, to be shunned upon.
It looked like Jerb just said something else. What did he say, D?
Oh, he was just an old white man that his money came from his daddy. Hey, that's what America. That's what it is.
Generational wealth.
Veronica Thornton just joined us. Hello, Veronica.
Big
Black Power Fist, Izzy. You know what I mean?
Oh, somebody threw up the fist.
Yeah, throw the Black Power Fist up,
Black
baby. You
Power,
know what it
baby.
is.
Black Lives Matter.
Yes, indeed. So yeah, man. So I think this is full disclosure. You know what I mean? Thanks for everybody that's supporting us, and please feel free to comment and give us topics to talk about. And you know, we go through a whole gambit of stuff. So you know, whatever it is, we're gonna get down on it. You know what I'm saying? And the thing, you know, we was talking about LeBron James and what he's doing in the community, and I think that ties in especially to what you wanted to talk about.
Supporting our black people, supporting our black community, supporting black-owned businesses, just supporting each other, period. I don't think we support each other enough.
You know what, that makes me think of something. Why does it seem like a total stranger will support you before your family will a lot of times? Why
I
is
think
that,
it's
you think?
because, in my opinion, I think it's because your family knows your flaws and your inconsistencies. So whether in your mind you're like, yeah, I'm gonna really do it, I'm gonna succeed, I don't care what nobody say. But your family know all the times you done messed up. Your family know all the times you didn't follow through on something. All the time you didn't pay this bill. So the moment you start trying to do something outside the norm or outside what they think is the normal, they already got you pegged as fucking up, especially if you a fuck up in the family.
but you would think. I want to dig a little deeper because you would think that would make them support you even more.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
because he
You
was
would
a
think that
family
would
fuck up. I want to do right.
It's
I
like you
wanna
would
do
think,
right.
like, okay, it's one thing to be skeptical. Oh, you know, that motherfucker is trying to stop smoking crack and start a restaurant. You know what I'm saying? I'm skeptical too. That don't make anybody stop smoking no crack. But hey, I would support him if he's doing it. You know what I mean?
I mean, but if
You know what I'm
most of your
saying?
family, if everybody in your family though, or if your peers or what have you, ain't nobody in your family doing nothing but going to an average everyday work.
Yo, Izzy said we jealous of one another to support each other. I think that's true
I think
too.
that's true too.
People don't want to. I think of sometimes when people on the same that know you don't want to see some people. I can't speak for everybody, but some people don't want to see you go do more than them in their mind.
Yeah.
Even though in their mind they don't want to see you
prosper more than
prosper, above them. Maybe part of them. So that's why. But once they see you successful, they'll jump on board.
Well, you know what? I agree with what you're saying, Derek.
I think a lot of that has to do with what they see too, as well. Like if you're not seeing nobody in your family eating and doing no more than just going to work every day, and then you see somebody out there like, okay, I'm about to start a business, I'm about to do this, I'm about to do that, but ain't nobody never done it around you, and all you see is people around you failing, then you just go automatically be like, yeah, right, they ain't gonna do no. They expect all they do is smoke weed.
Yeah.
How he gonna fucking start a business? All he do is drink.
Yeah. Veronica Thornton. Hello, Veronica Thornton. She said the sad truth is black folks scared that someone else will get ahead before they do, so they don't want to support you until it's popular support. That's what I'm saying. But when I want to try to get to the root. I guess we all know what the root of that is. Huh? You know what I'm saying?
It's that crab in the barrel mentality.
Yeah, but then that's the barrel. But you know what I'm saying? I remember who wrote the barrel. I think it goes back to the slave mentality.
I do
too.
What I mean?
Yeah. Everything.
Post-traumatic slave syndrome.
Yeah, it goes back
that's
to
a real thing.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, y'all? And I don't mean to deter. I agree with everything y'all say. I don't think that is just. It's not just a us thing. I've seen it. Because I've had a chance to be around other cultures. I've seen it in other cultures.
No, I don't want to cut you off, but I agree. I definitely agree. You know what I'm saying? But we, for our purposes, we like to stay. You know what I'm saying? Like on us, but it's definitely not us. It's definitely not us.
And I guess I just want to.
Yeah,
emphasize that. I can see where you coming at with that because they always portray us black people as just always being this broken family, this brokenness and this broken that, black people this and black people that. But it's not just in our culture. Like you said, other cultures, they be having broken families.
Yeah.
They have just as much grief and just as much bullshit as black people do.
Say that.
As a matter of fact, that's where we got it from.
Yeah.
We got Veronica Thornton again. They wait for black folks to be validated by someone white that says it's okay. That's part of it too. Like,
man, she's taking off my talking point. Veronica, I'm about to bring you on the panel. That's my homegirl from high school. What's up? And Joe Izzy said something else too.
Yeah, don't want to see the other man come up. But a person that's not connected to you will want to see you come up as black. Like that's the whole thing. Like people that know you, but then the strange man that just met you, would 5 minutes and he on board.
Well, you know what's crazy? You ever been invited to one of those network marketing things? And you know how they say, it's business opportunity, blah, blah, blah. You're like, oh, man. But you go, you sit down because you got respect for that person. What's the first thing their upline tells them? Don't try to sell it to your family. You don't. Because your family, they love you, but they don't respect you. Let me do it for you. I'll get your first 3. Right. I'll get your first whatever, right? Let me build your first leg. Well, they understand the psychology that goes along with selling to family members. I think family members should support you. If you got a family member that's selling insurance or doing something like that, how does that hurt you switching insurance companies? How does that hurt you buying a car from this person? How does that hurt you going to their dry cleaners? How does that hurt you buying from their bakery? It doesn't. So when you start realizing that these people who look like you, that's part of your family, the more successful they are, the better it is for your family. Because we're going back to that plantation mentality we were talking about when we were talking about sports and saying stay in your place, Negro, and all this other bullshit, right? If we build strong black businesses, you have children that are coming and going to college and coming out of college. It's criminal that we don't have anything for them to go into. We're sitting here, we're educating our children, and we're sending them out to beg for jobs for people who don't look like them. We're scared to name our kids what we want to name our kids because it's going to mark up their, if I name her Chiquisa Zala, she's not going to get that job.
It's the same as you got to think like that.
But that's just admitting that racism is there, that bigotry is there when it comes into hiring. We need to build strong black businesses. We need to stop waiting on the government to come save us. We need to stop waiting on somebody, Superman, or coming out the sky to save us. We got to save ourselves. And the way we do that is building businesses.
Mm-hmm.
So if you looking at this thing as anything other than an economic come up, you're looking at it wrong. You're not going to outfight people whose job it is to go and conquer other countries. They've shown they are very efficient at going in, conquer countries and stealing. And I ain't talking about the average person. I'm talking about the elite. I'm talking about the establishment. Let's not make it, it is what it is. So if you know this going in, all of our efforts should be in educating our children in their blackness and in who they are, educating them in finance, how the financial system works. This system ain't going nowhere. So if it's white people, whether they're the elite or whether it's your next door neighbor who's not elite, you don't need to worry because it will be a white hand that touch any money that we touch.
Mm-hmm.
But we said we need to touch it a
time.
few more times. That's all we said. And as black people, we need to come together and start thinking like, hey, let me stop. Okay, look at this. You have somebody come out of college, they get inside IBM, they get inside Hewlett Packard, they get inside Apple, whatever. And then you say, oh, he's a vice president, right? Or she's a vice president. She dies in a car accident. He dies in a car accident. Do their kids inherit that job that they had? No. Guess what? That clock started all the way back over. So we thinking progress is getting in and having a piece of what they already have. Progress is actually building our own and leaving something, leaving legacies. It's legacy foundations, it's legacy building. It's also learning how these financial systems work. We learn that stock market, learn what they're looking at, learn why the elite is happy with what's going on, learn why they're trying to take away tax on the state, things like that.
Right.
So,
you know what I think too, man, and then too, when we be talking about people, we got to support each other. Support black businesses. You know, when somebody's doing something, we got to support them. We also have to support each other on a personal level too.
say that.
We have to support each other financially, and we have to, I ain't what say G Money. I am my brother's keeper, man. We have to support each other on a personal level too. We have to look out for each other. We got to look out for each other's kids. We got to get back to the village to raise a child. You know what I mean? We have to stop being so suspicious of each other and be more supportive of each other personally and financially. It got to start at the bottom. And you know what I'm saying? Like, my man, Muhammad, shout out to my man Muhammad, who got the Legacy Center up in Canton, you know what I mean?
So,
and he's struggling to get people to support him, you know what I mean, for a lot of different reasons. And you know what I mean? A lot of it is like, because the brother's a Muslim, folks don't want to support him. I mean, I'm just going to say it. And so, but what he's doing is just a beautiful thing, man. You have to go check it out one time out here in Canton. Shout out. And we just gotta support. It's a Jamaican restaurant, man, right down the street from. We frequent there often. You know what I'm saying? I work with who, runs.
Yeah, I went there with you. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. I'm gonna shout out. Was it Irie Island?
Irie
Island. Everybody
Okay.
go to Irie Islands. Jamaican is banging. But I got people. It's people that work with him. We talk to the brother every day, and I was like, man, y'all been down to the Jamaican spot and got. Oh, I ain't been down there yet. How long you been there? 2 years now?
About 2
How
years.
do you work with this man and you ain't been to his restaurant to eat?
Say that.
You know what
And
I mean?
it's well worth it.
And it's like, and I was putting posters up and putting, you know what I'm saying? When still do it, 'cause I still support him. But you got folks that talk to the man every day and won't patronize his restaurant.
That's it.
You know what I mean? So we got to do better. We got to support each other, man. We got to look out for each other, and it's that crucial.
Hey, what's going on, Lance Mitchell? What's going on?
I see Pork. Hey, shout out to Pork and Child Rock, my man Child Rock.
Welcome home.
Welcome home. Welcome home, Child Rock.
Yeah, so speaking of support black people, I'm trying to start my own company, Aura of Royalty. We'll be making tables. I already made a few tables. They're nice too. I make them with love. So you guys support me if you want a table done. We furnish the table and it's beautiful. I'll post some pictures in full disclosure. So
Everybody, what's up? We got people joining in. We got Sean Ray just joined in. Tasha Rankins just joined in. What's up, Big Miguel? Man, and that kind of leads me to what I want to talk about.
Let's do
You
it.
know what I mean? And I had another topic all lined up for this week, and I got a phone call this morning from my brother. Dame, what's up, Dame? You know what I'm saying? I told him to tune in what we was doing.
What's up,
Dame was in the hood. He seen Chubb. Like I said, welcome home, Chubb. And he talked to an old friend of ours. You know, I won't remain nameless unless he wants to, come on here and say anything. But I won't speak on it. Hold on, let me see what Veronica says. It's hard to come together when so many have been brainwashed to believe that if you get the paper, then you have to be accepted with no understanding. That they love your green but hate your black. Yes, indeed.
Ooh,
You will
she
never be
getting it today.
accepted because you're black. Look at black celebrities. They shucking jobs to remain relevant, but speak against the system and you will be blackballed. Definitely. That definitely. And that can tie into what I'm about to get into now. Like I said, a friend of mine talked to my brother, and I'll just say this. This old friend of mine is a minister now, and I was referred to as the devil.
Wow.
Oh.
No, this ain't the first time I've been called the devil,
Welcome to my world.
or the second time I've been called the devil. But as he went on, and it started going, and he was telling me all the stuff he was going on and on about something must have got into me as a child, and it got deep. And that I would be a hypocrite because when I'm on my deathbed, I would be calling for Jesus and he won't answer me. Okay, so this is the now I'm getting it secondhand, so I don't want to I didn't speak to the source, but I'm telling you this ain't the first time these things have been said to me. So anybody who knows me, I want to understand. I don't prescribe to any religion. I don't prescribe to anybody's concept of God. I don't prescribe to heaven, hell, the devil, none of those things. I don't believe in any of those things. Okay? I don't believe in anyone's concept of God. And I don't get into what anybody else believes, but I got a question for anybody out there. What do you think is more important? What somebody believes or what their behavior is? Because it's funny because if you know me, you know what I'm saying, like this dude known me for 30 years. I never done anything to him, but because I don't subscribe to the same belief he subscribes to, I'm the devil. I'm evil. It don't matter. And Christians, what does God value? What does God value? Does God value what you do, or do you just have to worship him and then you go to heaven? This is the question. This is the question. One of the things that confused me, because I remember talking to a minister and asking him, like, so what do I have to do to get into heaven? He told me, just accept Jesus as my Savior. Okay, so then I said, well, so it doesn't matter what I do. So long as I accept Jesus, I can beat up old women and rape and pillage and everything else, and I'll still go to heaven. And he said, well, no, you still have to live according to what. So what is it? What is important to you when you know somebody? Is it what they do to you, how they are to you, or do you care about what they believe?
You asking me that?
I'm not. The question is out there.
All right, y'all chime in. Y'all, is it about what they believe or is it who the person are? Who do you care about? Do you care about the person's beliefs or do you care about that person?
I care about that person.
I care about that person.
I mean, it's not. It's what shows you who they are. You know what I mean? Because you get into what Trump. You could get back into Trump, right? You know what I mean? Remember when what was it? This Mary? Mm-hmm. She said she voted for Trump because of his Christian values, right? Now I don't ever remember equating Donald Trump and Christian values in my whole life, and I've known of Donald Trump since I've been Donald Trump.
He's been around since we've been alive.
Donald Trump. I've never equated Donald Trump with Christian values.
Correct.
So when Donald Trump runs for president, he puts this evangelical board together, and now he's a Christian, and so now you support him because of what he says he believes and not what he's done his whole life. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's mind blowing. You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
what he did his whole life doesn't make a difference. No, that doesn't make a difference now because he's a different person because he said so.
Because he's a Christian.
Hey, you know what? You got some people chiming in.
Hey, GG, Jewel Mitchell. Hey, y'all.
You know
A
what?
female have
Big Miguel, the Jesus said, "Who goes to heaven, D?"
who go
That's what he said.
who? Yeah, that's a good question.
That is a good question.
That's a good question.
Well,
See, heaven to me,
I thought 144,000 souls made it into heaven, right?
that's what they say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
basically the Bible.
that's 144,000.
144,000. So I don't know if I'm one of those.
I'm sure you're not.
So
I believe in heaven on earth. I believe in Ohio players. Heaven must be like this. You know what I'm saying? The sweet cinder, you know what I'm saying? The arms of a woman, the things that, you know what I'm saying, right here that we experience, that's heaven. I believe evil. I look at if the devil exists, you know, what's evil? Is a tsunami evil? If a tsunami comes and wipes out 250,000 people, is that evil? Is that the devil or is that God? What is that? You know, it's funny that we only talk about the devil when we talk about men. You know what I'm saying? Devil is a parable for our lower selves. That's, you know what I mean? And just like heaven and hell are parables. These places don't really exist. This is not, you know what I'm saying? This is not. Veronica Thornton says beliefs are opinions and not based on behavior. Exactly. But you got people who value your belief and will ignore what you really stand for.
What you really stand for.
You know.
Totally ignore it. Hold on, man. We got some, our viewers, they hitting. So Dominique Scott said, just live in the right way. You know, when we were asking about what should we do. Sean Ray said, walk always holds more weight than talk.
Definitely.
Yo Izzy was like that person. Miguel said, have you ever heard of a female angel?
Yeah, I saw that.
So hey, Drew. Veronica said, use their logic against them. If we were created in God's image, doesn't that make us gods?
Exactly.
Right, so why would you need
Precisely.
a third source to connect to a God?
Say that. And I think you said that. Okay. All right. So you know, ad nauseum at religion. You know how it is. Religion is a deification of culture, not a deification of God. So we were asking, you know, earlier. Thank y'all for tuning in. This full disclosure. Right now, we're talking about what's more important, the actions of a person or what they believe. And honestly, I believe it's the actions of a person. You can tell me what you believe all day. There's people who say that they're Christians. There's people who say that they're Muslims. People that say that they're Jewish. There's people who say they're Yoruba. It's people that say they believe in Buddha, but they go out, they kill, they rape, they cheat people, they beat people. I'll judge you more on what you do, more so than what you say.
And you would think that would be the case. You know what I mean? Like I said, I had somebody that known me for years, and as soon as they found out that I didn't subscribe to the same beliefs they did, I was the devil again. I was Satan incarnate. You know what I mean? And it's like,
devil.
yeah, you
voodoo worship.
yeah, and you know, I don't want to argue with nobody believe. Whatever you believe is what you believe.
Hey,
that's fine.
You see what
Yeah,
Miguel
what
just
God
did?
made to earth for humanity to live 8,100 years and then go to heaven.
I don't think so.
I agree with you.
Or go to hell and suffer for eternity.
Exactly.
For what I did for 80 years on this planet. You mean I got to burn forever? You know, we could talk about the creation story. We want to talk about where that was lifted from or taken from. It was basically in the book of Emperor Haru, coming forth by day or by night. And what it said is our ancestors' soul would dive into the lake of fire. And when they dive in the lake of fire, they need to come up on the other side. If they didn't come up on the other side, they just cease to exist. They didn't burn forever in the lake of fire. The burning forever in the lake of fire came later when they was trying to get you to tithe, and the preachers wanted to take your money. But that's a whole other topic.
Hey, Gigi, where will you elaborate? Let me see. What did she said?
Oh, she just probably co-signed seriously.
Okay. No, she said, seriously, I am. She said, I am.
Oh, she's talking to her daughter.
Okay.
They have a conversation in this.
But, you know, the thing is this, like, okay, one of the things that, as a youngster, that really turned me off from church was that same behavior right
The
there.
video I sent you today.
Yeah. It's like, okay, you see people go to church. I remember sitting up under some women in church and listen to them talk about everybody that walked through the door. You know, I'm just a kid. You know what I mean? And they would talk bad about everybody who walked through the door. You know what I mean? And then as soon as the service started, they'd be the ones jumping up and flipping up.
Passing out, speaking,
you know, and it's like, yeah, and it's like, you know, I don't I don't judge nobody, but I've seen this behavior rampant in the church. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, they say one thing, but they live a certain way. They say this, but they out smoking cigarettes. They say this, but they boning the preacher. You know, knowing that he married. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they got to find the platform to look down on people because they don't believe the same thing they do. You know what I mean? It's like, look, I don't judge. You know, I don't. Whatever you believe, you cool with me, I'm cool with you. You know what I mean? If you do me a certain way, I'll treat you the same way you treat me. I'm not going to judge you based on on what you believe, whether I agree with it or not. That's inconsequential. It's about what type of person you are, what type of life you lead. You know what I'm saying? When it's all said and done, whatever happens when we die is going to happen.
That's it.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to, you know, I don't want to argue with nobody about what they believe.
No,
But
it's not worth it.
don't put horns in.
Don't
You
crap
know what I
on
mean?
me.
Yeah, no, you know, and I laugh at it, but I do take it like, you know what I'm saying, like personal. Like, I mean, you know me. I never done anything to
I already
you.
know the person you're talking about.
You
I
know
ain't even had a
exactly-
conversation
you know exactly
with you.
what I'm talking
but I
about.
know,
But you know, if I've never wronged you, but because I believe different from you, something then got into me. You know, the exorcist got into me as a child. I'm the devil incarnate. You know what I mean? That's just mine. That thought process is just mind blowing to me, and that's part of the mechanism that they use to persecute us. You
Hold
know
on.
what I mean?
Can I interject for 1 second? We just had Aaron Rollins join us, Patrick Bubba Boys Cole join us, and Patrice Mack join us. Aaron Rollins is a black business owner. She's out there in the greater Pittsburgh area. She has a cleaners. And throw your cleaner sign name up there so people know where to go. Wonderful reviews. We were talking about supporting black businesses earlier. If you're just tuning in, this is full disclosure. We talked about Trump's comments on LeBron James opening the school. We talked about supporting each other, black-owned businesses. We're talking about, do you go by what a person says based on their beliefs or the actions of a person? And Derek, I didn't mean to derail you.
No, did we get Veronica's concept right here? All religions,
now hit that. Go ahead.
all religions are based on the same concept of humanity. Oh, I just lost it.
The separations are based on the human beliefs of superiority. So when she said all religions are based on the same concepts of humanity, the separations are based on the human beliefs of superiority. And
we could really that's a whole show right there.
That's another show.
That's a whole show right there. We
could
could really get into that.
I know she was conscious.
Yeah, we could really get
I
into
know
that.
girl's conscious. Hold on. Antonio Snow said, Rich will see you, man. What's up, Antonio? Hey, man, let me know when your next white party is, when the next thing you're doing. Miguel said, fuck church. He put the carpet in the Vernon church, and the first thing he moved in was ATMs. No bullshit. Hey, man, I ain't saying one church over another. That's a statement from my man.
And two, listen,
He said the first thing you put in was ATM.
And to piggyback off that, because I did want to get on the preachers, man,
That went to
Trump and sat with him. I watched
Have an
the one.
agenda.
Yeah, I watched some of it. I watched the one preacher, the one brother's from, ain't he from Cleveland?
Daryl Scott.
Daryl Scott, from Cleveland. And
respected brother in Cleveland, as I understand.
yeah, the one who said Trump is
more
the
for
greatest, was probably the greatest black president that we've had. No, man, let me say something. Let me say something. Okay, when they said that about Clinton, it was funny because you know what I mean. Clinton smoked a little weed, so and he cheated on his wife, so somehow he became black because he did that.
He became an honorary black person.
Meat on their bones.
But to this brother Scott, we actually did have a black president, right?
Come
for
on,
8 years.
Say that, man.
We actually did have a black president, and to sit there and a black man. To sit there and say that Trump would be the best black president that we've had, it's just, what happened to the black church, man?
That's it.
What happened to the black church? I mean, whether what you believe or not, they used to, when Martin Luther King, they was the backbone of the civil rights movement. What happened to them? Now they don't even come out saying, they don't even do anything. They just sit inside and they judge people and they collect money. And you go sit with Donald Trump and you kiss his ass. And the one preacher, he said that The reason did you see the Don Lemon interview? Don interview.
When the brother, the big
interview,
brother, with the beard.
the interview. I mean, he said his faith told him to go there. See the Donald Trump.
Yeah, and he didn't know he was going to be used as a photo op. But it's good. Look, man. Look, take this man off. But Jawanza Colvin over at Olivet Institutional Baptist Church, I think that he has the right idea. There's some preachers out there that's doing right. It really is. This is not a blanket statement for all of them. We talking about them clowns. We talking about them ass clowns that was sitting up there who really in their faith, and some people who really trying to do something. I don't want to derail that.
But is the bad outweighing the good? Is the bad covering up all the good? Because you say that, but it's so hard to see and find out who is really doing good. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not a religious person. You're not about to see me talking about hallelujah, amen, praise Jesus. But I do feel like if Christianity, Buddhism, or whatever your belief is can make you a good person, then hey, I'm all for it. But at the same time, it's hard to know who's really true in their beliefs and like.
I mean, it's not really. It's like we're going back to. It's based on your actions. You can say believe all you want, but it's what you do. That's why I always fuck with the Nation of Islam. You know what I mean? I'm not a Muslim. I don't prescribe to be a Muslim, but I'm brothers, y'all knock Farrakhan, y'all jumping Farrakhan or what he believes, whatever. I know Farrakhan puts in work. I know the Nation of Islam. I seen my own 2 eyes put in work. Growing up, anybody know Miguel? You know them brothers be out there with the bean pies out in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Spitting the knowledge, and a lot of times we would just walk by them and didn't want to hear them. But I used to sit and listen to them and let them break down. They weren't just telling me about Allah. They didn't talk about their religion. No. They talked about the community and what it would take, and that's what always I rotated to them. Because they didn't try to beat you over the head with what they believe. Like, I didn't even know what they believed. I didn't even care. Like, I was rolling with them because they was, Malcolm X, you know what I'm saying? Right. Farrakhan. They was like, the white devil and, and we need to do this and we need to come together as a community. This is what they was talking about. Yeah. And so it's the action, man. If you know what I'm saying? If the brothers is in the community, shout out to the preachers that be giving away book bags and all that good stuff. That's all love.
Pastor Carvin at St. Mark's. Like I said, Jawanza Colvin, pastors out there that's powerful, that's really doing some good.
You know what I'm saying?
I can't just paint a broad brush on all of them. When you believing in what you believing in and you walking in that path, I respect you. There's some out here that's, to me, that's pretending.
Veronica Thornton, the ass-kissing pastors having a gender to gain clout and money, feeling that they get something out of it. But go back to behavior versus belief. Evidence their belief have no bearing on their behavior. You're right about that. It's crazy. Annie Rollins said, shout out to Pastor Brian in Macedonia, Pittsburgh. There are black churches. And yes, they
take action. I agree.
Yeah. Patrick Bubba Cole.
Go ahead.
Patrick Bubba Cole, I wouldn't have a problem with church if they would just connect and help with the community. They just want to grow their churches and seek more members and collect more money. From my experience, it's about becoming a more prominent minister so you can travel around to different churches and generate more revenue for that church and themselves. Amen. How should I say about it? You know what I'm saying? Amen. That's exactly what we're saying. It seemed like the black church more, even when we were young.
It's more about self-aggrandizing. Yeah. They're more about
more when we were younger, they would be more about the community, more about the people. It's like now it's backtracked to just about the church. Like you have, about the growing their congregation, growing their brand.
I think that has to do a lot with media today and what we see on TV and Facebook and all that. It's TV shows on TV right now where it's a pastor. I can't remember the name of the show. I think it's like on TLC or something like that, where the pastor is trying to find a wife. So it's not like a Christian-y show. It's like Flavor of Love.
Flavor of Christ.
Right. But with a pastor. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, well, what in the fuck is this? Like, I had to watch the show just to see if it was what I thought it was.
Hey, we're coming up on that 50-minute mark. Real quick, check Ann Rollins out at Zoom Dry Cleaning in Pittsburgh. Go online, y'all. Check her out. It's PGH Zoom, ZOOM.com, PGHZoom.com. Take all your dry cleaning there. Tell you it's an excellent dry cleaning business. They get nothing but rave reviews. It's a black-owned business. Support black-owned business. Even if we got to send one shirt to her. I mean, hey, no, for real. Let's do this week. Let's see if we can raise let's try to give her $100,000 worth of business this week alone. PGHZoom, ZOOM.com, PGHZoom.com. Y'all visit that. Let's get her some business, even if you ain't there. Let's go out our way to get there. If y'all need to contact us, y'all got our Facebook things. Do that. We'll send a whole bag of clothes up there to her to get done so she can send it back. Let's see if we can get her $100,000 worth of business this week. All right? Black-owned businesses.
Yeah, we just had Kiara Wasser join. We have
Kiara.
Veronica Thornton is very active. Thank you for your participation, Miss Veronica Thornton. Church is a business and have nothing to do with spiritual growth these days. Amen to that.
Hey, Ann Rollins said also, shout out to Pastor Brian at Macedonia in Pittsburgh. There are black churches who are taking action.
I read that one.
Yeah. Oh, did you?
Yeah,
you know what I wanted to do? Because we're coming up on the 50-minute mark. I'd put a poll question up. Now, this might derail, but I think this is a very relevant question. I think that they use, when it comes to us, black folks, they use child support. They use this system to keep us in bondage. So I saw a post on Facebook. It said, if you pay $700, $600, let's say $500 in child support every single month, right? This is a man paying it to a woman. And the kid's birthday is that month. She wants an additional $200 outside of that to plan the kid's birthday party. First question, I want to ask y'all too. Should that person give the mom or dad, because it could be a mom paying child support, that additional $200 outside of child support? Yes or no? And if not, why? So I'm gonna say no for personal experience. I'm gonna say y'all, I'm gonna say no. Put it in the child support thing, because anything you give outside of child support counts as a gift, and you can get in trouble. You never know how your money gonna come. Somebody can fire you, especially if you got a job. Lisa.
Oh, well, I don't think you should have to give her no more, because it sounds like to me in that certain situation, it sounds like maybe the mother, father, whoever might not be spending all the money on the kid. How much money do you need for a birthday party? What type of birthday party is this? What type of lifestyle do these kids live anyway? Are they normal kids? Or are they like those famous kids or well-to-do-off type kids? Me personally, no.
Well, let me get the question. So you already paying?
So you paying? Let's say you pay. I'm going with my number, $600 a month.
Okay.
And my baby mama called me up and say, "I'm throwing a party for blah blah blah. I need another $200. Are you obligated to do it? Should you do it? Yes or no? And if not, why?"
Well, I don't have it. If I'm paying $600 a month,
right,
and you need another $200, even if I wanted to give it to you, I ain't got it. I'm sorry, I ain't got it. I mean, it depends. If I had it like that, I probably wouldn't have no problem doing it. But I ain't got it like that. I ain't got it, so I can't do nothing for you. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what is she doing?
She begged. That's what she doing.
Yeah. I mean, what is she contributing besides her mouth? I don't understand. Like,
we got Titty Big just started.
Hey, what's going on? That's Chuck's little sister.
Oh, okay. What's up now?
Chuck. Rest in peace, Chuck. You know what? We didn't say happy birthday to Barack Obama. His birthday was the other day.
Okay.
Shout out to Barack. So Miguel said something crazy. Hey, go back to the record right there.
Our best pastors, mentors, and therapists was grandma and grandpa. They gone. They 25, 30 years now.
We got 30-year-old. What's the youngest grandmama you ever seen?
Ooh.
That's pretty deep.
Oh, it's pretty young. I mean, I saw
35-year-old grandmother. Yeah.
35?
Yeah. I saw 35-year-old grandmother. My sister was a 35-year-old grandmother. 36.
Veronica chimed in on the question. She said only if they want to and agreed upon. Why it's partly necessary. She can pay for the party herself if she wants to throw it. That's what I'm saying. If I don't got it, I mean, you know what I'm saying? If I had it, if it was the 18th birthday party or the 21st birthday party, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I pay child support and I buy kids clothes. I mean, you know, I contribute over the child support also.
If
know
you
what I mean?
can, if you
I
can,
get-
because you do one-on-one
Right.
things. You pick your
you
kids up,
buy
take them to the
clothes,
movies.
school shopping,
Come on.
Yeah,
haircut.
that's
Come on,
different.
You know what I
but-
mean?
I've known women that tell a guy, "I give you some money to come get my kids." So if you got somebody out there, they're already doing what they're supposed to do,
Yeah.
and then you want this extra. I don't know. I mean, it's
That's
hard.
too
out here.
much. Yeah.
I mean,
can say something.
I don't think the woman, she can ask. That's cool.
That's well within her right.
And if he wants to contribute it, that's fine.
But a real man,
But but if he doesn't want to, for whatever reason, I don't think she got shit to say about it. I don't think she can be mad. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What you need $20 for a party? What you get? Who you getting? You know what I'm saying? Takashi 6ix9ine come perform. You know what I mean? What you need? That
Right.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? What you need? You need? You know what I'm saying? What the
No,
fuck?
I feel like
Like, I mean, what you need $20 for? You know what I'm saying?
now maybe if you guys were buying a child car,
Or something like that. Yeah, you know what I mean?
we got some
Yeah, I
other
got
stuff,
you. Patrick Bubba Cole. Depends on the situation, the arrangement between you and the estranged wife or baby mama or whatever. Annie Rollins said that's hard. Technically, they are not obligated. Yeah, that definitely. But then again, child support is basic necessities, and the birthday party is above and beyond. Exactly.
Mhm.
They need to communicate though and agree together. That's why I'm saying
I agree with that.
if he can't or doesn't want to pay the $200,
Talk to me first.
exactly.
Talk to
If
me
I
first.
can't do it for whatever reason, I can't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you know, the situation is sometimes you have a lot of people just plan something and say, well, you need to do this. Then you always come with this negativity. It's like, plan it. If you plan it, that's the most adult answer that I can
Yeah,
give to that.
exactly,
You know?
exactly. Miguel said, "Fuck child support." Hey, man, it's a flawed system. We can get into that on another day.
show, yeah,
It's-
we
it's-
can get
hey,
into
man, if y'all got topics, please, you know what I'm saying.
Send
Hey,
them to
Miguel,
us.
inbox me something y'all want us to talk about something. Anybody want to come on the show? Hit us up. You know what I mean. Come up here and we talk about whatever, anything and everything. We tell it like a Ti motherfucker is.
Say
It's
that.
full disclosure. You know what I'm saying? We coming at you, Big Dashley, Lisa
Hey,
Burnett,
say that.
Derek Lamont wins the first. You know what I mean? Support each other, y'all. Let's support each other
Let's support each other.
financially,
Aura of Royalty.
emotionally.
Don't forget your tables.
indeed. Yes, indeed. Lisa Burnett. We had to give them the .coms and all that shit.
Yeah,
You know
so
what I
yeah,
mean? So
Aura of Royalty.
Yeah.
Support this sister here. You know, she's trying to do her thing with her business. Go and support Ann Rollins and her business, pghzoom.com, y'all. Let's send her some dry cleaning out there. Let's buy some tables from Lisa. You know, get some communications from your boy.
Big Miguel said that he kidnapped his kids and they older brother and raised them. Shout out to all the
that's what's up.
fathers,
That's real-
all
that's
the
real
dads.
fathers.
You know
Say
what I
that.
mean? Yeah. Veronica Thornton, people need to quit trying to spend other people's money. Exactly.
Exactly.
Don't go making demands.
Don't go
exactly.
making
I
demands.
agree
We're gonna do
100.
that, yeah.
I agree 110%.
You got to plan together. That kid is y'all. Whether you like each other or not, that's y'all baby together. You know, y'all work it out. You know, you can't make demands on
But
people.
yeah, ladies, be reasonable. Be reasonable.
Say
Please
that.
do.
Be reasonable. When Miguel said fuck child support real quick, because it always seems like being raised in a single parent home, I never not seeing a stitch of child support from anybody, and it seems like the men that wants to be dad get cracked upside the head for child support, and the men who don't do shit for their kids
$50 a month.
don't. You know what I'm saying? It is like the system is like you wanted you there you gonna pay for whatever anyway. I don't need you to tell me to
Say
take
that.
out. You know what I'm saying? You don't spend $300 on that kid. You know what I'm saying? You don't do it. I don't give a fuck if
You gotta get her hair, her nails
You
did.
don't spend. That's $300 for each kid. You don't spend that, man. Come
Trying to
on.
get her boyfriend brakes fixed. What did you talk about?
Goodbye.
So yeah, we that's definitely gonna be a topic one of these weeks. We could dig really deep into that. You know what I'm saying? We about to
We wind it down. Hey, Miguel said something and Ann said something. Dave, you want to read those on our way out?
say please repeat the other business. Is that
Aura of Royalty.
Aura.
AURA, Aura of Royalty. And is it auraofroyalty.com?
Yeah.
Okay, auraofroyalty.com. Go check that out. Don't forget pghzoom.com, y'all. Let's send our dry cleaning there. Let's try to get our sister $100,000 in business. Let's try to get her sister $100,000 in business.
And thank you sincerely, everybody who's participating, chimed in, watching. Even if you only jumped in for a second, jumped out. I know how it is trying to watch stuff. You know what I mean? You can watch it in its entirety. You know, we will have the podcast uploaded shortly, and we coming at you, man. We coming at you with the real Holyfield. I'm trying to tell you, you know what I'm saying?
Disclosure.
There you go.
Oh wait.
Yeah, Amazon, yes.
She said support a poet. She said she had Amazon, Universal,
.com. Amazon.com, Universal Collectibles.
You know, we barely graduated college. High school. What are you doing?
Inside Veronica Thornton. Everybody, you'll see that in the comments. Please, you know what I'm saying? Join in, share this.
Soliloquies.
Soliloquies.
Yeah. Hey, what you trying to do?
Please share the feed, you know what I'm saying, to anybody. And thanks for joining us. This is Full Disclosure. And
shout out to Miguel. Great father.
Yeah, peace.
Love y'all.
I'm going to be up there, Miguel, to kick it, man.
We love y'all.
That's
all. Real. All right. 1.